Now, Iain Dale, he's a better class of apologist for Mrs. Thatcher, and he's her biographer. Iain?
Well, first of all, I'm not an apologist for Margaret Thatcher. I defend her.
What's the difference? Let's have a little semantic. Let's have a little semantic discussion on that.
Well, I mean, you're obviously on fire tonight, George, because Margaret Thatcher always gets you going. But apologist is a pejorative term, and I defend Margaret Thatcher's reputation because I think she made this country a great country again.
Well, okay. One man's defender
dragged it into the mire.
Yeah. One man's defender is another man's apologist. So let's leave that semantic aside, and tell me what your thoughts are on the 30th anniversary as her biographer.
Well, I was 17 when Margaret Thatcher came to power in 1979, and I became a conservative because I saw the way this country was being run and how it was being dragged down by the trade unions. Anyone over the age of 45 will remember the way that the unions controlled this country. They dragged this country into the winter of discontent, where trade union members even refused to bury dead bodies, collect the rubbish. And I just thought there must be a better way. And I remember hearing a speech by Margaret Thatcher in the autumn of '78 where she outlined a vision of how she could restore this country, restore the economy. And I thought, well, I agree with every word of that. And, yeah, she had a difficult time in the 1980s. And, yes, there was a recession. But she made this country great again, partly because she restored our national pride, partly because she did to the economy what needed to be done. You talk about all of these industries as if they were sort of really healthy, and she deliberately destroyed them. It was the trade unions that destroyed the coal industry. It was the trade unions that destroyed the steel industry. So don't go blaming Margaret Thatcher for that.
Well, Iain, you're much too smart a man to believe that. Let me take the weakest part of your argument first, if you don't mind, and I'll smelt it. The idea that the trade unions destroyed the steel industry is just about the most absurd statement I've ever heard a right-wing spokesman make. The trade unions in the steel industry were bunny rabbits with a record of industrial peace second to none in the country. Mr. Bill Sears, remember him? He was almost as dewy-eyed about Mrs. Thatcher as you were. The steel industry was destroyed by the devotion to, indeed the worship of, market forces, which was a part of the Thatcher ethos.